Hello everyone, I Sheikh Saif.
And I, Sachi Jivne.
We, the second year students of MGM College of Journalism and Mass Communication, are lucky to have Professor T.V. Kattimani sir, who was in the drafting committee of the new education policy. Sir, we are honored to have you here for the interaction on NEP 2020. For sir's introduction, now I would like to hand over to Sachi.
Professor Tejasvi Venkappa Kattimani is a renowned personality in the field of literature and higher education. He has established himself as a well-known figure in literature, well-versed in creative writing with a social commitment, and has produced many literary works of high quality in different forms of literature. His contributions are very high as a critic and translator. He started his career with an aim to prove himself as an educationist with an open mind. His labor and passion gave him immense recognition throughout India as an educationist, creative writer, translator, and of course a thinker. He is a man with a golden heart who is currently serving as the first Vice Chancellor of Central Tribal University of Andhra Pradesh. Also, he was a former Vice Chancellor of Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh. And he has been awarded Karnataka Rajyotsava Award, the second highest civilian award in Karnataka, for his remarkable contribution towards higher education. Amongst Professor Kattimani's latest achievements, reflecting his overall body of work, is being nominated as a member of the National Steering Committee formed by the Ministry of Education on 21st September 2021 for the purpose of National Curriculum Framework Development.
Well, sir, starting with the interactive session, the first question here is, what were your initial thoughts when you were notified that you are on the NEP drafting committee? And what were the things you had in your mind that you wanted to be included?
I was very much nervous because working with Kasturi Ranganji, Professor Usna Kamath, such luminaries were there in the committee. I thought, how I can work with these great people. They have their own hallmark in the area of education. But immediately I made my mind. I may contribute, I may not contribute, but definitely I will learn from these people.
Yes, sir.
That is a really great thought of yours, sir. My next question is, how does NEP 2020 address the issue of access to quality education, especially in the remote and rural areas and the tribal communities of our nation?
That's great. Actually, National Education Policy talks about quality education to all. Quality education to tribal communities, hill people, women, children from first generation learners. It means who are marginalized in education, they should be given quality education, proper education, skill training, so that along with education, they should be able to do something at their own. They should not become dependent on job sectors. So, when we started talking, the committee started talking, I started believing the process. It is going to change the scenario of Indian education. And our children, after BSc, after MSc, after PhD, they are wandering for jobs. They are trying to get job for 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Not now. Now this situation will not be the same because a girl who is pursuing BSc can art painting also. A boy who is in music can art chemistry also. Chemistry may feed her, or music may hand-holding position the candidate. This is how education and passion should go together. This is the main goal of any bit.
That's really wonderful, sir. But moving further, are there any different plan for differently able students, as we have talked about the remote and rural area people?
Yes, differently abled people, it means they have an ability that is out of box ability, not regular ability. So it means education, teachers and the job world should be able to utilize the different ability of the children. Accordingly, education and teachers must be able to give them the training, skill, orientation, so that different able should make them most able people of the world.
That is indeed really thoughtful, I would
Yes,
say.
yes.
And in what ways does the NEP 2020 promotes multilingualism and the preservation of regional languages?
That's just very lovable question it is, nearer to my heart. We Indians do come from many linguistic background. Within the Marathi linguistic area, Worli language is there. Regional difference of Marathi itself is there. I can, somewhere I read, minimum there are 20 Marathi dialects are there.
Yes, it is true.
Right?
It is very true.
Then, at least primary education must be there in their own mother tongue. Why only in mother tongue? Because the conceptualization age, development of our brain, most important sector will be that time. So the children will quickly grasp the fundamentals of the issues as well as the concepts of numerology also. Their imagination also they will come to know through mother tongue. At the same time, Hindi is our national language. Sanskrit is also most important language, Deva Bhasha. But Marathi, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Gondi, Panika, Worli, these are all the Indian languages. These are all the national languages. They should also prosper. Language is not only language, it has its own culture. For example, in English and in Hindi and in other Indian languages, for botany and ethnobotany, there are limited glossary. What I experienced research on one Central India tribal language, Gondi and Baigani. Baiga tribes, they live in hills only. They are hilly tribes. Their language is full of ethnobotanical words, more strong, more deep technical words. So, for them, botany or ethnobotany is not science. For them it is life. It is practice. Because whenever they will feel some accident has gone, legs or something broken, immediately they will pluck a flower or dig a root, utilize, and they will make it. They have them words special to, leaf, bark, fruit, flower, roots, and this one. This is what. So every language in our country, they have their own scientific knowledge system. Education should not bar, should not tell, no, your language doesn't have any script. Without script also, many languages in India are rich. This is how we have to think.
Was beautifully said that every language in India should prosper. Moving ahead. Sir, how can NEP 2020 help in reviving and strengthening the education system post COVID-19, as we are all aware of the scenario?
Right. Actually, post-COVID or COVID time has taught us everything is temporary.
Exactly.
Everything is unpredictable.
Exactly, sir.
Now, the goal of the education is to predict the tomorrow, to predict the tomorrow's skills, tomorrow's jobs, tomorrow's problems of health, tomorrow what will be the position of drinking water, whether we will be getting drinking water or not. If the quality of drinking water is going to reduce, then how we can make ourselves, our education, how we can think about rainwater harvestment, how we can make water out of air. These technologies, seeing the future, seeing the futuristic world, and make the education more
Problem solving.
not only popular, capable.
Yes, sir.
Capable, so that education means not only teachers, education means the students, because tomorrow's leaders, they are, not me. Tomorrow I may be here or may not be here, but young generation, children will be there. We, being the teachers, it is our responsibility, it is our duty, it is our moral ground that we must be able to make them to harvest the opportunities of tomorrow, and they must be able to solve the challenges of tomorrow.
Sir, with NEP 2020, the government has allowed foreign universities to open their centers in India with complete autonomy.
Yes.
Will it create a knowledge divide between the Indian university students and students enrolled in these universities?
I can tell about this, foreign universities will create a tough competition to our universities, our educators, our institutions. This tough competition must be healthy competition. And we, public funded institutions or private funded institutions, must be aware of. Now it is globe. We are living in a global world where everything is open, transparent. Classroom teaching, library learning, and online learning are open to everybody. All knowledge systems are available in open access. We must be able to welcome the foreign universities in the land of our motherland, so that very powerfully, very strategically, we must be able to give a message to the foreign world. Indian educational system is also very strong to compete with you.
So I believe that this may create a feeling of competition between universities.
That must be. Without competition, how we can sustain?
Yeah, that is true.
Competition must be there, but that must be competition of sportsmanship. Competition of a healthy atmosphere must be there.
As what Darwin said, survival of the fittest.
Done. Yes.
Moving ahead, sir. SWAYAM, meaning self in Sanskrit, is an acronym that stands for Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. It is really a wonderful initiative, but as we are aware of the current scenario that there are already various studying platforms available online. So how is it going to be different and create a new segment in the country?
See, UGC, AICTE, NCTE, MOE, Ministry of Education, Indira Gandhi National Open University, and private and public universities, we are in open platform now. SWAYAM is a wonderful model where students can compare their teachers' classroom debate with SWAYAM platform, and they can learn from SWAYAM platform, or they will be able to say the knowledge domain in SWAYAM platform is limited. The classroom classroom debate in our college or university by our teacher, by our professor is wonderful. That comparison capacity will be available with the students. At the same time, as we all know, the present students are smarter than the smartest teacher, because social media, open platform, Wi-Fi has made you all more capable and more knowledgeable.
Yes, sir. Knowledge at the fingertips, they say.
Yes, yes.
Well, sir, the NEP also gives the students an opportunity of open electives and major and minor degrees.
Yes.
And considering the fact that the students are multi-talented, but few theoretical programs like literature and history, especially in which you are specialized, are mentally exhausting. So, will this multidisciplinary approach will hamper the focus of students?
In fact, multidisciplinary approach will give a stimulation to the brains of our students. Multi-approach is to understand the concept. Multi-approach, for example, to the history of India, is going to support us by all angles. History is not only history, it is chemistry also. To test the history, the details of history, we need the help of chemistry. Okay? So, all the research of history, the dissemination of history is related to multidisciplinary systems of knowledge. This is how multidisciplinary is going to help the students. See, for example, chemistry student is working for preparation of medicines. If she has an approach of multidisciplinary, she will be looking after ethnobotany also. She will be looking after pharmacy also, pharmacology also, and our own tradition of homemade medicines also she will be looking after. These multi-activities, multi-dimensional approaches will reduce the burden of the student. At the same time, accurate result of medicine chemistry will come out.
That's wonderful to consider, sir. Moving ahead, that so many questions were from the approach or the perspective of a student. But does the NEP 2020 speaks about the student-centric approach? Will the existing mindset of teacher acclimatize to it, or will they be facilitated with exceptional training for this transformation?
See, my dear friend, the days has gone. As a parent, as a teacher, as a academic administrator, I must know my limitations. Students maybe have the capacity to become my teacher. We must understand the flexibility of mindset of our young generation.
Exactly.
At the same time, classroom deliberation must not be one way. It should be multidimensional. So, what I say, you must learn, you must take notes and write down in the examination. The days has gone. Because our young generation, our students, they have wonderful ideas and dreams.
Exactly.
Wonderful exposure for the tomorrow's future. They know better than us about what are the dynamics of tomorrow. Accordingly, they prepare themselves, and we must understand there is no a single teacher in the world who can give the total knowledge of the God. There is no single institution in the world, university in the world, who can be able to give the full knowledge of system. An university, a teacher will guide the student to how to go towards achieve the goal. That is to make herself a great knowledge bearer. It's only she, the student, should accumulate her knowledge system, accumulate her skills, accumulate her wisdom. It's only possible because it is she, the student, is responsible for her future. So,
Yes, that is very true, sir. Sir, what in your opinion are the challenges that will be faced during the implementation of NEP 2020?
implementation of NEP, there will be no challenge except mindset of all of us. We have to believe, being a student, being a teacher, being a vice chancellor, being a trainer, being a parent, being a mother, we must be ready to accept the change. See, our lifestyle is changed, marketing is changed, purchasing and selling systems are changed. The money, the dimension of money change, currency, the face of currency change. But we all in a position that education should not change. We should be able to accept the truth. Everything has changed. Lifestyle changed. Even selling and buying is changed. Language has changed. Okay?
Very true, sir.
Accordingly, education must be able to change so that there will be no gap between education and society. There will be no gap between research and the society. Land and labs must come together.
Exactly, sir.
That's it.
Well, moving to the last question of our today's session, sir. You have been to MGM University now and have also seen the implementation. What are your thoughts in it, and are there any suggestions from your end?
No, I am not in a position to give suggestion to MGM University. In fact, I have a message to the world. Look, you must go and visit MGM University, Aurangabad, and learn how effectively we can implement NEP, and even MGM University is much ahead of any 20. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, that's all for today's interactive session. And once again, thank you, sir, for giving us your valuable time.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you.